And we're ready.
Autism, my way of life. When I was young, my parents knew there was something different about me. I didn't act like or play with the other children, and I knew all the states by their shapes by the age of 3, and I taught myself to read by age 4. These traits are due to a developmental condition I have called autism. My autism has both helped and hindered me in life. I have the body and intelligence of an adult, but the mind of a child. This means that I can do a lot of things with my brain, but mostly I would just like to have fun and do what I want to do. I will have to remedy that in the future. My positive personality traits are high intelligence, perfect pitch, eidetic memory, which is the ability to remember and replay certain sounds and images in my mind, and a powerful sense of humor, which most autistics don't have. I also like to try new things and foods. I have high intelligence, like many autistics on the spectrum. I can memorize things easily and solve math problems with hardly any trouble at all. Usually. I have certain talents related to my intelligence, such as perfect pitch and eidetic memory. I also have a powerful sense of humor. Unlike most autistics, I didn't have a sense of humor at first. In fact, I hated jokes so much that I growled, yes, growled, and threw a tantrum every time one was told. I growled. Now I not only like to hear them, I like to tell them myself. My favorite kind of a joke is a pun or wordplay. I also like to watch comical movies and TV series such as Kung Fu Panda and SpongeBob SquarePants. See these jokes up there? These are jokes I made myself. I'll give you a few seconds to read them. Wait, there's more jokes. Are you ready to switch?
Yep. Yes.
What do sorry. I like to try new foods, another thing autistics have trouble with. Some of the foods I have tried are dragon fruit, raw oysters, liver, which I find to be rather delicious, especially when served with onions, and aloe vera juice.
And green worms this weekend.
I didn't actually eat them, I just chewed them and spit them out.
Yeah.
I would like to try starfish, sea urchin, actually I already have, but I would like to try it cooked, and snake. I usually obey the rules of society, so I have never been accused or convicted of a crime. My negative personality traits are hypersensitivity to smell, tendency to procrastinate and to interrupt in an inappropriate tone of voice, lack of social skills, etc. Among the worst of my negative personality traits is the inability to separate reality from imagination. This can be a severe impediment on my ability to focus on whatever tasks lay ahead of me. Sometimes the only thing I can do is to push myself through, even though I don't want to do it. How much time is left?
Go ahead. You're good.
I try to remind myself that God will help me get through, that He will be with me every step of the way. All I need to do is to believe. I tend to interrupt a lot in an inappropriate tone of voice. This is not much of a problem with my teachers, who are lenient with me, but it may become a problem later in life, especially during meetings and job interviews. It is for this reason that I will need to learn to control my impulsive behavior. Procrastination is also a problem. My childish mindset makes me want to have fun all the time, which gives me a tendency to shirk my work. This can get me in trouble in the long run and dock me grade points, but I make up for that with my intelligence. I don't like working in groups. I prefer to work alone. Being autistic, I don't care about being around other people, and sometimes I don't even feel like I need God. When I'm in my pessimist state, however, I feel like I always need people that I know, such as my parents, to look over me and love me. I also pray to God to take the sadness away, but I feel dubious that He will. The depression always goes away, though. I may not care about being around people, but I like to hear them laugh. That is why I tell lots of jokes and act silly, but not too silly, every day. I don't care about what other people think of me, but this also means that I don't care about my own appearance. This may become a problem when I get into the working world. I don't like negative consequences or time limits. I like to work at my own pace. This could be another problem in the working world. I have a hypersensitivity to smell, as demonstrated by the waterless toilets on Discovery 2015. I hated them because they were hot and they reeked, but I still used them anyway, as my need to eliminate waste trumped my higher desires. My faith experiences. My church. When I first went to church, I went to assembly as well as church and Sunday school. Since I was not very interested in the sermon, I wrote in the bulletins during that time. I did, however, like to sing hymns. Sometimes I was a little naughty, speaking loudly and chasing Adam around the pews. Special occasions. I held palm branches a few times during church and lit some candles. I went to Venture Club, Vacation Bible School, and Junior MYF. Now I go to Adult MYF. I took part in communion, even though I had not been, and still am not, baptized. I also attended the Monday-Thursday meal twice, once with my mentor, Darlene, and the other with my family. Faith questions. Is God the true God? After all, there are so many religions out there, and any one of them could be the true religion. Or is God the same God in all religions, just appearing in different forms?
Oh, touch the computer. It went to sleep.
Will God truly protect me from danger and the negative aspects of life? When I was young, I was afraid to go to heaven because I didn't know what I would find there. I still don't know. What will I find? My beliefs. I believe that God created the universe by using already existing energy to create all the matter in the universe. I got this idea during one of my great reveal moments. I believe that all people have evil in them, but that they also have good in them. People can be overcome by negative emotions and the temptation to do evil, but they can also overcome them with the help of Jesus Christ in prayer. From where I stand, the world is in a bad shape right now with global warming, wars, and slavery. However, if we try hard, we can make a difference. I believe that it is good to trust before mistrusting, unless you have a good reason not to. My academic life. Before school, I went to preschool at the Parkview Church. For elementary, I went to the Waterman Elementary School for kindergarten in the 1st grade. I was homeschooled from the 2nd grade to the 7th grade. My years at EMHS. I first came to EMS in the 8th grade. I only had a 4-period day consisting of the core essentials, English 8, Algebra 1, Physical Science, and Bible the 1st semester, and all but Bible in the 2nd. This was replaced by Geography. It was a little different from homeschool as I had to move along at a constant pace. No quicker, no slower. However, I enjoyed some of the activities that we did in our various classes. I enjoyed the labs that we did in physical science, especially the egg lab. Is Mr. Good here? I liked your egg lab. I love the independent reading in English 8 and the map tests in Geography. As for Algebra 1, I simply enjoyed solving the math problems that Mr. Blosser gave us. Where is he right now? It wasn't until the 9th grade that I started taking more advanced classes. One of these was physical education. I did not like it very much as it involved a significant amount of running and exercising. However, I did enjoy the various physical activities such as dodgeball, badminton, and tag. I also took an RSS class to help me make a plan for my homework. The 10th grade was when I moved into New Frontiers. In addition to the basics, math, science, English, and PE, I also started studying the Spanish language, taking honors classes in geometry. My dog did my homework that time. And taking electives such as electricity. No, this isn't about how electricity works. It is about how it is applied to the real world, and home wiring, health, basic art, and digital projects. The 11th grade was a little bit harder for me. It is said to be the hardest grade in all of high school. In the first semester, I had 7 classes instead of 6. I had RSS for one of the class periods, but I also had the online class of Global Anabaptism. Some of the classes were a bit difficult, particularly novel. I am not very good at analyzing storylines. In advanced composition, I am not very good at writing college-level essays either. I took driver's education, which did not turn out to be particularly difficult, as there was no actual driving involved. 12th grade has been by far the hardest grade of all. Most students think this is called senioritis. I did well at first, but I eventually had too much work to do and I procrastinated a lot. I ended up getting 2 C's in the first semester, in world issues and in Spanish 3. Oh, sorry, I wasn't looking at you, was I? I did better in the second semester, but I had to drop research writing in Spanish. I am planning to take a Spanish summer class to make up for it. I am planning to take a gap year in which I will work at the Massanutten Regional Library and/or Friendship Industries. Hi, Holly. I don't know what I will do later in life, but then again, not many of us do. School events. For my 10th grade E-term, I substituted a cruise for the school-listed E-terms. I mostly watched TV in my cabin, but I also had a lobster dinner on my 16th birthday and watched Freebirds in the ship theater. However, the fun was not meant to last, for on my 3rd day, I threw up in my cabin and was quarantined there for 24 hours. My mom got angry and asked if we could leave the ship, but she was told it would cost $600 in addition to the $1,700 we had already paid. What a ripoff. We left anyway and stayed at a hotel in Cape Canaveral. For my 11th grade E-term, I went to the Disney World parks with my mom as a make-up 16th birthday celebration. I had a lot of fun there, apart from the time I broke down at Epcot. We used FastPass for our favorite rides, including Expedition Everest, Soarin', and Rock and Roller Coaster. For my final year, I joined the Marine Biology E-term. We dissected squids, ate raw and cooked oysters, and went on a dolphin cruise. My favorite school event was my senior trip. My entire senior class went to Washington, D.C. We visited and took a picture in front of the Capitol, visited the Washington Cathedral, the National Zoo, and the Smithsonian Institution, visited ethnic food restaurants, and attended a dinner theater, all in the course of 3 days. How fun is that? My second favorite event was Discovery 2000... Oops. Discovery 2015, in which me and a bunch of other students traveled cross-country to learn about our environment and have new experiences. I learned about fracking, bison hazing, and protecting. Can I X all these out?
Sure. I think it's... I don't know if it's gonna...
You're logged into your account instead of her. They're only available on her account.
So you gotta log
So if she
into
logs
yours.
into her, she can see it.
How do I log into? Can I close?
Yeah, so we'll have to log into your account. What do you want to show us here, Lorien?
These pictures that Miss Cessna took.
Oh, that Miss Cessna took. Okay. Okay. Okay.
That's why I have history.
Oh, that's better.
You think?
Yeah.
No, that won't work though.
No.
I don't think. I think we have to...
Just click on them. Why are we shutting off?
We weren't on her account.
This isn't my account. This isn't my account. This is not my account.
I'm sorry, Lorien. Noah's gonna help us.
Alright, so if you want to follow the link, do you want to follow the links? Then you got to click on here.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, we're gonna switch accounts.
Woo!
All right, we have to sign into another account.
My account.
There you go. It's a Google account. It's not your account. That was slow. You shouldn't be that bad if this works. So now you have to sign out of this. Yeah, sign out. It's stupid. And
Stupid?
yep. There we go.
There's me right there. Oh, I learned about fracking. Wait, I need to go to my Google Doc.
Hey, your presentation's back in the other one.
There.
Here, it's on your other tab. So let me.
It's okay, just do it now.
Now try it.
There you go.
I learned about fracking, bison hazing, and protecting.
Oh, try again.
And growing sustainable food. I also visited the St. Louis City Museum and the Rocky Mountains and Arches National Parks, watched Old Faithful erupt, and rafted the Colorado River. Here's our school photo. Here's Arches. How do I get out? Old Faithful erupting. Kitten picture. Look at this view. Oh. I don't really... Other school-sponsored events included Junior Senior Banquet and After Banquet, Senior Parent Weekend, Lock-ins, Reading Month, Spirit and Spiritual Renewal Weeks, Cookie Grams, First Friday, Community Service Day, and Beach Day. Social life. I don't really care about people that much. I do, however, try to be nice to the people around me. The people that I do care about are my mom and dad, my brother and sister, my Grammy, my mentor Darlene, and my friend Holly. I am glad that my parents take care of me, or else I wouldn't be able to do much in life. However, I still feel very dependent on them. That is something I will have to remedy if I want to learn to venture out into the real world. I would prefer to live alone rather than with other people. Driving. Huh?
Very bad.
When I first started driving, I was frightening to my parents and other people in the car with me. I still am, but I am getting better. I hope. During my time as a driver, I have made a few boo-boos. Once I wanted to see how close I could get to the car in front of me without stopping. My dad yelled at me for this, and now I don't do it anymore. Another time I was moving really slowly on 42, heading to the church. I was moving so slowly that my mom said, Push on the gas. Push on the gas. Push on the beep gas. My dad recently told me it is better to want what you have than to have what you want. Sometimes, especially when I am in my pessimist state, I angrily demand that people around me don't bother me. I sometimes even demand that my parents do what I want, such as let me sleep in their bed. However, this is not my normal autistic state. My normal state I have inclined to call don't think, just do, in which I simply do what I want to do. This may mean trouble, especially when I have schoolwork, but during this state I am basically satisfied with my life. I am so satisfied that I think the only thing that can make it better is if I could eat however much of whatever I wanted, whenever I wanted, without getting full. But this is both impractical and physically impossible, as I would either throw the food up, which would be a disgrace, or I would get really fat, which would be unhealthy. Oh, and there's a problem with money. Fun facts. I do not really like camping or using pit toilets, but I can use them if there is nothing else around. I first sang my Lady Gaga joke to Mrs. Young. When I was given the award for most original humor, I sang it in front of the entire school. I like to quote script from various movies, TV series, books, and even computer games. Basically, anything that speaks or shows words. I also like to make up various stories in my mind. These stories often start as a little seed of imagination, such as a dream or a game element, but given time, they grow larger and larger. Now, I didn't really make a very good thesis, but maybe it should be that I should be satisfied with my autistic life.
Very good.
Many of you will want to give Lorien high fives. Don't go very far. Oh, she's going to stay right there. In about 5 minutes, we'll start another presentation. So go give your greetings to Lorien. Thank you very much, Lorien. Well done.
Question?
Do you have a question you want to ask? We usually take time for questions, and every one that I thought I was going to ask you, you answered by the time you got to the end of the page. One of the ones that I think I'm still going to ask, though, you mentioned especially your friend Holly. What are some of the things that Holly does for you that make her such a good friend?
She gave me a cookie gram.
Yes, and many other things. And many other things.
Yeah, she
Yeah.
took her to banquet.
Went to banquet with you? Yeah. Good. Yes. Anybody else want to ask Lorien anything? Thank you. Come and give her your congratulations for what she's done. Clap one more time. Who's next? Billy? Darren's next? Where is he? Get him up here. Frank.